Welcome to Unstoppable Mind today. We explore the deep psychology of success and the hidden barriers that hold us back from greatness. Today we tell the story of Marcus, a man with incredible talent but a fatal flaw that kept him from true success. Marcus was known throughout the village as the carpenter with the golden hands, yet he was also known for something much worse. His workshop was a graveyard of good intentions, filled with beautiful objects that were abandoned before they could ever become truly useful. He was addicted to the thrill of the new beginning, that rush of dopamine when a fresh idea first enters the mind. But like a match struck in the wind, his motivation would burn bright for a moment and then vanish without a trace. Whenever the work became difficult or boring, Marcus would simply stop and chase the next shiny idea that caught his wandering attention. He had three-legged chairs, tables without tops, and cabinets without doors, all standing as silent monuments to his lack of follow-through. The villagers admired his skill, but they never trusted him to deliver, knowing that Marcus rarely finished what he so eagerly started. Deep down, Marcus felt a growing sense of shame, knowing he was capable of greatness but unable to cross the finish line. One day, a golden opportunity arrived when the mayor asked Marcus to build a grand wedding chest for his daughter's upcoming ceremony. It was the chance of a lifetime, a project that would secure his reputation and fortune if he could only complete it. Marcus accepted the commission with his usual burst of enthusiasm, swearing that this time would be different and he would not fail. For the first week, he worked like a man possessed, the chips of wood flying as the beautiful form began to emerge. But as the initial excitement faded, the real work began, requiring hours of tedious sanding and repetitive detailing that bored him. His mind began to wander, drifting away from the hard work in front of him to new and more exciting possibilities outside. He told himself he just needed a small break, a quick creative detour to refresh his mind before returning to the chest. Days turned into weeks, and the wedding chest sat silently in the center of the room, ignored and slowly gathering dust. When the deadline arrived, the mayor returned to find the chest only half done, useless for the wedding happening the next day. The mayor shouted that Marcus was a disgrace to his craft, canceled the payment, and vowed to tell everyone of this failure. Crushed by the weight of his failure, Marcus realized that his talent meant nothing without the discipline to see things through. He sank into a deep depression, paralyzed by the evidence of his own inadequacy, believing he was simply broken beyond repair. It was in this moment of darkness that Samuel, a master craftsman from a neighboring town, stepped into Marcus's silent workshop. Samuel did not judge the mess. He simply observed the unfinished pieces like a doctor diagnosing a patient with a known illness. He told Marcus that his problem was not a lack of talent, but a misunderstanding of how the creative process actually works. Samuel explained that every project has a beginning, a middle, and an end, but we only fall in love with the beginning. He called the middle phase the wilderness. It is the place where the initial excitement has died and the end is not visible. In the wilderness, work becomes difficult and boring. This is where most people quit because they rely only on their feelings. He told Marcus that finishing is not a talent you are born with, but a skill you must practice and build. You have spent your life training yourself to quit. Every time you stop when it gets hard, you practice the habit of failure. Samuel proposed a challenge. He asked Marcus to pick the smallest, simplest object in the room and commit to finishing it. He gave Marcus a simple rule: work on this one project for just 10 minutes every single day, no matter how you feel. Marcus scoffed at the idea. 10 minutes seemed too easy, and the stool seemed too small for a man of his ambition. But Samuel insisted. He said that motivation is like the wind, unreliable and fleeting. Commitment is the engine that drives you forward. So Marcus began. On the first day, he felt silly sanding a simple stool leg for 10 minutes, but he did it. By the 5th day, the urge to quit and start something new was strong, screaming at him to abandon the boring task. He entered the wilderness. Every fiber of his being wanted to run away, but he forced himself to stay for 10 minutes. On the 10th day, something shifted. As he felt the smooth wood under his hand, a small spark of satisfaction began to grow. He found that once he started, he often worked longer than 10 minutes. The hardest part was simply beginning the work each day. Finally, the stool was done. It was a simple object, but to Marcus it was the most beautiful thing he had ever made. He sat on it and felt a rush of pride. He had crossed the wilderness and reached the other side. He had finished. Samuel returned, nodded in approval, and pointed to the next unfinished object. He said, "Now do it again. Consistency is the key." Marcus applied the rule to the next project, and the next. He stopped chasing new ideas and focused on completing old promises. Slowly, the graveyard of unfinished dreams transformed into a showroom of masterpieces. The chaos was replaced by order and accomplished beauty. He began delivering the finished items to the villages. His reputation began to heal, not through words, but through delivered results. He learned that the joy of finishing is far deeper and more lasting than the fleeting excitement of simply starting something new. Years later, Marcus became the master. He taught his students that anyone can start, but only the disciplined have the power to finish. He understood that consistency beats intensity. A small step taken every day is infinitely better than a giant leap taken never. The world is full of talented people who never realize their potential because they cannot endure the boredom of the wilderness. Marcus reclaimed his life not by finding more motivation, but by mastering the art of showing up, even when he didn't want to. So, what about you? What unfinished projects are gathering dust in the corners of your life, waiting for you to return? Maybe it is a book you started writing, a business you wanted to launch, or a fitness goal you abandoned weeks ago. Recognize that you are likely in the wilderness. The excitement is gone, and that is exactly where the real work begins. Stop waiting for inspiration to strike. Inspiration is a guest that does not like to visit lazy people who do not work. Adopt the 10-minute rule. Commit to touching your project for just 10 minutes a day. It is small enough to not be scary. Don't break the chain. Your goal is not to be perfect, but to be consistent. The momentum will carry you to the finish. Success is not a sprint. It is a marathon of small, boring steps that eventually lead to a magnificent destination. Remember, Marcus, starting is easy and fun, but finishing is where you build your character and where you find your true value. It all started with a simple stool. What is your stool? What is the one small thing you can finish this week? There is a unique peace that comes from completion. It clears the mind and makes space for new and better things. I challenge you today. Pick one unfinished project, just one, and commit to working on it for 10 minutes before you sleep. The difference between the amateur and the professional is that the amateur waits for feeling, while the professional gets to work. Discipline is not a prison, it is freedom. It frees you from the guilt of unfinished business and the weight of regret. Be like Marcus. Do not let your potential die in the graveyard of the unfinished. Step into the wilderness and keep walking. Your future self is begging you to finish what you started. Do not let them down. The power is in your hands. Thank you for watching Unstoppable Mind today. If this story inspired you, please like and subscribe for more life-changing wisdom. Remember, consistency beats motivation every single time. Go finish something today. We will see you in the next video. Every mountaintop is within reach if you just keep climbing. Do not stop until you are proud of what you have done. Like a river that cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence, you too can break through barriers. Great things take time. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. Your efforts are compounding even when you cannot see the results. Forge your character in the fires of consistency. Become the person who can be trusted to deliver on every single promise made. Conditions will never be perfect. Waiting for the perfect time is just another excuse to delay the work that must be done. Visualizing the result is good, but working for the result is better. Turn your daydreams into blueprints and your blueprints into reality. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Spend it wisely on finishing things that matter, not starting things that don't. When you finish what you start, you build trust with others. But more importantly, you build a deep, unbreakable trust with yourself. The view from the top is only available to those who did not quit during the climb. Earn your view. Finish your climb. Write the chapters of your life with the ink of action. Do not leave your own story as an unfinished manuscript. Sign your work with excellence. Let everything you touch be a testament to your dedication and your refusal to accept mediocrity. Your finished work has the power to bless others. Your unfinished work serves no one, not even yourself. Give your gift to the world. Be a lighthouse in a world of drifting ships. Stand firm in your commitments and let your consistency shine for all to see. Life is a puzzle that only makes sense when the pieces are put in place. Do not leave your picture incomplete. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Build that bridge strong, day by day, so it can carry your dreams across. Sleep with the satisfaction of a day well used. There is no pillow as soft as a clear conscience in a finished task. Tomorrow is a new opportunity to practice. If you failed today, forgive yourself and start again. Just do not stop trying. Bring order to your chaos. Let your life be a masterpiece of finished intentions and realized dreams. You have the power. Visualize your future self thanking you for the work you are doing today. Be the hero of your own life story. Keep the fire burning, not the wildfire of excitement, but the steady, controlled flame of purpose and long-term vision. Wear out your excuses until they no longer exist. Let your actions speak so loud that your doubts can no longer be heard. Root yourself in your habits. When the storms of life come, your routine will hold you steady when everything else is shaking. Align yourself with the laws of the universe. Constant, steady motion creates the energy that forms stars and builds successful lives. You are both the sculptor and the marble. Chip away the laziness and fear until the true version of you is revealed. Stay focused on the target. Distractions are everywhere, but the prize belongs to those who keep their eyes locked on the goal. Be like the water. Soft, flexible, but persistent enough to carve its way through the hardest obstacles given enough time. Build your library of completed works. Let your legacy be defined by what you finished, not by what you merely intended to do. Plant the seeds of discipline today, so you may harvest the fruits of success tomorrow. The harvest is guaranteed if you work. Look to nature. Nothing is rushed, yet everything is accomplished. Find your natural rhythm and stick to it without fail. Train your mind to stay. When it wants to run to the next shiny object, gently bring it back to the task at hand. Let your purpose be your compass. When you are lost in the wilderness, let your why guide you back to the path. Burn with purpose. Do not let your light flicker out because of the winds of doubt. Shield your flame and keep going. The door to your dreams is locked, and consistency is the only key that fits. Turn the key every day until it opens. Start the chain reaction. One small win leads to another, and soon you will be unstoppable in your pursuit of greatness. Rise above the noise of your own excuses. You were born to soar, not to stay grounded by the weight of unfinished tasks. Rewire your brain for success. Every time you finish a task, you strengthen the neural pathways of a winner. Become a machine of execution. Remove the emotions from the equation and simply do what needs to be done when it needs doing. When you master yourself, you become a leader for others. Your example gives them permission to finish their own journeys. Visualize your finish line. See it clearly. Feel the emotion of crossing it. Hold that feeling when the work gets hard. Do not break the streak. Let the visual proof of your consistency be the trophy you look at with pride every morning. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Enjoy the harvest that comes from your dedication to the process. The road to mastery has no shortcuts. Drive the distance. Enjoy the scenery, but never take your foot off the gas pedal. Focus is the new superpower in a distracted world. If you can focus and finish, you will rule the future. Take hold of your destiny. It is not written in the stars. It is written in the daily actions of your hands. Create, finish, repeat. This is the rhythm of a life well lived. Join the ranks of the finishers today. Thank you for being part of Unstoppable Mind today. We believe in you. Now go out there and prove us right.